Are you worried about what it really takes for a nation to stand alone against the world's superpowers? President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. just made a claim that could change the course of Philippine history, declaring that the armed forces of the Philippines are now capable of defending the nation's sovereignty on their own terms. Delivered before military leaders and troops, this statement marks a turning point in the country's approach to security, signaling a move towards self-reliance after decades of depending on allies, especially the United States. The West Philippine Sea remains a flashpoint, with rising tensions and territorial disputes. Marcos's message is clear: the Philippines is ready to defend its interests and inspire national pride. Modernization efforts, new ships, advanced weaponry, and upgraded training are underway. The government is investing in a revitalized military, aiming to boost confidence and unity. But can the Philippines truly stand alone against a superpower like China? The military balance remains uneven, and the world is watching closely. As tensions simmer, the Philippines' next steps will be scrutinized by both friends and rivals. One thing is certain: the nation is determined to chart its own course. President Marcos stood before the nation's armed forces, his words echoing through the ranks. The setting was deliberate, a message of strength and resolve in uncertain times. As he addressed the troops, the nation watched, aware of the challenges ahead. The Philippines faces a tense standoff with China in the West Philippine Sea. Naval vessels from both sides maneuver in disputed waters, each asserting its claim. The world watches, knowing any misstep could escalate the conflict. At home, a corruption scandal has shaken public trust. In response, Marcos highlights the military's discipline and unity, aiming to inspire confidence and remind the nation of its resilience. In these uncertain times, the nation looks to its leaders and its soldiers for guidance, stability, and hope for a better future. The president's confidence is rooted in the accelerated modernization of the armed forces. The Philippine Navy now boasts Jose Rizal-class frigates, giving it credible blue water capability. The Air Force's FA-50 fighter jets and new radar systems have strengthened air defense. The acquisition of BrahMos supersonic missiles marks a strategic shift to asymmetric deterrence. Upgrades in command, control, and surveillance ensure these assets work as an integrated defense. Training now emphasizes joint operations and modern doctrines, including cyber and unmanned systems. The AFP is evolving into a force designed to protect the nation in the 21st century. Against a giant like China, the AFP's strategy isn't direct confrontation, but asymmetric defense. The focus is on defending key islands and using the archipelago's geography to its advantage. Coastal missile batteries, fast attack craft, and layered defenses aim to turn Philippine waters into a kill zone for invaders. Unmanned aerial vehicles and networked command systems provide real-time intelligence and rapid response. Cyber and electronic warfare would disrupt enemy operations. The goal: make the Philippines a costly and difficult target, deterring aggression before it starts. It's a calculated gamble, betting that the price of attack will outweigh any potential gain. The AFP's modernization brings high morale and professionalism, forged by decades of internal conflict. Home field advantage, intimate knowledge of the archipelago's terrain, gives the military a unique edge. National unity in crisis could further strengthen defense efforts. But limitations remain. The AFP is still small, with limited advanced assets and stretched logistics. In a prolonged conflict, replacing lost equipment would be nearly impossible without Allied support. Technology gaps persist, especially in satellite, cyber, and integrated air defense. Standing alone means facing these disparities without a safety net. The reality tempers the optimism of self-reliance. Marcos's declaration is more than just a military maneuver. It's a powerful affirmation of Philippine sovereignty and a bold statement of national identity. This message resonates far beyond the barracks and naval bases. It echoes in the hearts of every Filipino who dreams of a nation that stands tall and independent on the world stage. The assertion is not merely about defense, but about reclaiming the narrative of who the Filipino people are and what they stand for. For much of its history, the Philippines has operated under the shadow of larger powers, often finding itself at the crossroads of global interests. From colonial times to the modern era, foreign influence has shaped the country's security landscape, sometimes at the expense of its own voice and priorities. Now, the message is clear and unmistakable. The Philippines is determined to be the principal agent of its own security. The armed forces of the Philippines are not just guardians of territory, but symbols of a nation ready to chart its own course. This vision taps deeply into national pride and a collective yearning for true independence. It inspires unity, reminding every citizen that the country's future is in their hands and that their shared heritage is worth defending. Importantly, this is not a rejection of alliances or international cooperation. Instead, it's a redefinition, one that seeks equal partnership, mutual respect, and collaboration without dependency. The Philippines welcomes friends, but insists on standing as an equal among them. The AFP's growing capability to stand alone sends a strong signal to both allies and adversaries. The first and most resolute line of defense is Filipino. This readiness is a testament to years of dedication, modernization, and the unwavering spirit of the armed forces. The nation's will to fight for its sovereignty and future is no longer in question. It is visible in the determination of its soldiers and the unity of its people, who are prepared to defend their homeland at all costs. Today, responsibility and honor rest squarely on the Filipino people. The world is watching as the Philippines steps forward, ready to define its destiny and protect its sovereignty with courage, dignity, and unwavering resolve. Marcos's claim has sparked both pride and skepticism across the Philippines. Many celebrate the AFP's modernization as a long overdue affirmation of national strength. Others, including critics and civil society, warn that standing alone is unrealistic against China's might. They argue alliances, especially with the US, remain vital for credible defense. Some see the declaration as a distraction from domestic issues. Most Filipinos support greater self-reliance, but recognize the need for strong partnerships. The debate reflects a nation balancing aspiration with pragmatic security needs. The world has taken note of Marcos's independent defense stance. Allies like the US, Japan, and Australia publicly support Philippine modernization, seeing it as strengthening the alliance network. Privately, analysts question whether this signals a shift away from collective defense. China dismisses the claim, but notes the rising cost of coercion due to new Philippine capabilities. Southeast Asian neighbors watch closely, viewing the Philippines as a test case for middle power assertiveness. While few believe Manila can truly go it alone, its political will is admired. The Philippine example may inspire others to invest in their own defense and assert sovereignty. Marcos's declaration blends aspiration, strategy, and emerging reality. Modernization has made the AFP stronger and raised the cost for potential aggressors. Yet, standing completely alone against a superpower remains a distant goal. The AFP would face overwhelming challenges in a prolonged conflict without allies. True self-reliance is a marathon requiring sustained vision and support. The future lies in balancing national strength with robust alliances. The question remains, is the Philippines' confidence justified, or is it a bold but premature leap?